Good morning students, how are you? I am Francis sir and today I am there with Standard 8 Moral Science. So this is the fifth chapter and the chapter is again very interesting and the chapter is the source of evil. Evil, understand the bad, yes, the bad things all around us or the bad activities that we are doing, that is called evil. So what is the source of evil? There are many sources of evil of many. One of them is very common and that is your greed. Greed in Hindi you can understand it is as lalach. You might have heard lalach buri bala hai. But what to do? We have a desire. We have a desire to get something. Desire of getting something is not bad. But so much desire that we don't know the limits or we don't know whether the path is correct or wrong, that is bad. The methods that we are obtaining, the methods that we are applying to attain what we want, is that method correct or bad? So these all things, this desire, if we want to fulfill it so much that even we are not afraid or not, means we are willing to do even the bad work, the bad thing, the work that is not justified, the work that is not good enough to be done, that type of work if we do in order to get what we desire, that is when evil comes. And when we talk that, no, it is called greediness. That type of desire is called greediness. One very good example I have. There is some story in your book also, but what I wanted to say is a different one. Once there was a man, normal man, common man, means not very lot of land, not lot of money, mediocre, little land, little money, little requirements. One day a person came and said, I will make you wealthy. And he said, how? I will take you to a place, and that place, how much land you can measure from morning till evening, that much land will be yours, and having so much land, you can do whatever you want. So, he said, okay sir, I will be doing that. So, that man started to run, okay. And when he started, from the morning he started, he ran till 9, he till 10, then 11, then 12. That means, he never stopped, he never came back. Why? Because he was thinking that और थोड़ा सा लैंड ले लेते हैं, और थोड़ा सा ज़मीन ले लेते हैं, और थोड़ा सा नाप लेते हैं, अभी तो समय है. And he by measuring so much of land, he forgot that he had to come back till the evening, and ultimately he died measuring the whole land. Instead of being rich, instead of being wealthy, instead of being a very big landlord, he met death. Why? Because he wanted more. The desire of the desire of getting more and more and more, that is what took him down. So this greediness is never good. It is good only when your means, your methods are good enough and they are acceptable. Then only, it is good. But when you cross the limit, when you don't know what is good, what is bad, what is right, what is wrong, you don't have the sense of what are the things going all around, that is the thing, it is bad. So here we have a very nice story, and the story's name is the three lived in a village. He was a very big landlord and he has a very large area of land under him, and he was quite rich. And he was quite rich, quite rich, no, very rich actually. And there were so many other villages also. They were small landholders, so they were not very much rich. They were poor. Once what happened? It did not rain for long. It did not rain for long. Since they did not rain for long, what happened? Famine came. You know, drought came, famine came, and because of which, what happened? The farmers were brainless. The farmers were foodless. They did not have anything to eat. So what they did, they went to the landlord and asked him to share them some, because he had plenty of the stock. But this person, he was so greedy, he was so miser that he was not willing to share. And since he was not willing to share, he told them, yes, you are, go away. You can't take care of yourself, then why do you expect me to take care of you? And the villagers were not willing, they were unwillingly going went to their house, and ultimately they had to leave their village also. So one day what happened, a saint was moving in the village. Since it was late, it had night, he wanted to stay in that village only. And what happened, since he was since they were nobody was there in the village, he had no place to sleep, and therefore he had to go to that zamindar's landlord's house, and they invited him to their house, and they gave him a small piece of room to sleep. Okay. Now what happened at night, that landlord, his stomach started paining. Then since his stomach started paining, he started crying, he started shouting, and hearing this, the saint came and asked him, what do you have the problem? And he said that my stomach is paining, sir, and I have no medicine for myself. And he said, okay, no problem. I will give you some medicine, 3 medicine. If you are not okay with the first, eat the second, and still you are not okay, then eat the third. Then he said, okay, sir. And then saint went, and the saint went. So what happened? That zamindar, he ate the first pill, first grain, and what happened? His stomach pain was okay, and he was very much happy. Oh, these seeds are magical, these grains are magical, and since they are magical, I will not give them back to the saint. What will I do? I will keep it to myself, and I will tell the priest, tell the saint that I have taken all. I have taken all. In the morning, what happened? This zamindar told this to the saint, and the saint was smiled happily, and the saint went away. As the saint went away, what happened? These grains, they turned brown. They turned brown and then black. Then since they become black, then he thought that, oh, what is happening? So what he did? He threw the grain outside the window. When the grain went outside the window, it fell upon a cart which was carrying other grains, and what happened? All the grains of the cart also, what happened? Went black. So he thought that, oh, what is happening? And whichever place the grains were there, all the places were turning black. This zamindar was afraid, and since he was afraid, he sent a soldier to call off the saint. And when the saint came, he said, sir, the zamindar said to the saint, sir, what has happened? Everything is turning black because I told a lie to you, and that the grains were still there with me, and everything has turned black. What is happening? Then the saint said, my dear, what you did was an act of greediness. And when anything is done with greediness, that work is black. Not good, it is always bad. So your activities have never been good, never will they be if you don't improve yourself. So I request you to call back all the villagers so that they could live here peacefully and help them to live properly in this village. Hearing to this, the Zamindar, the landlord, heard the request of the saint and called back all the villagers, and they lived on happily after that. So this is the end of the story, my dear students. But you understand, if you are greedy, it is an evil thing that you are putting in your heart. Okay, so try to get away from all these bad things and try to always reach towards the good aspects of your characteristics. Yes, in a world, every human being has good character as well as bad character, but it is upon you what you are bringing out from yourself. What you are bringing out of yourself, that is important. If you bring out good, you will be good. If you are bringing bad, you will be bad. So with this the chapter ends, my lecture ends, but I want you again to complete all the question and answers and try to read it and try to understand what the moral is given in the story. With this, I end this video. Good day.